Good people, I'm Dmitry. I am fortunate enough to have a dedicated work and production space, plus have a dedicated desk and a computer for all my peripheral testing and gaming. So in this video, we want to go over our mains for keyboards, mice, and audio, with both Mike and Eber joining the conversation. Now, my editing setup behind me has not changed in about a year in terms of peripherals. I have changed around the audio stuff. Now, for gaming, my main game right now is Escape from Tarkov, so I really need precise aim and tracking and good movement within the map. But for more single player stuff, I tend to gravitate towards more environmental and immersive titles like Little Nightmares 2, Observer System Redux, and I am not ashamed to say that I am still playing Half-Life Alyx with VR, because you just want to take it all in, you know? In all those titles, audio is also super important, so I'm excited to share what I've been using. Our full list of peripherals and gear will be listed down in the description below. Thank you very much. Let's begin right after this.
Productivity is choosing to get things done on time, and finding the right tool for the right task is important. You want a display that's big enough to accommodate your content, but also color accurate to put a smile on your face. Build quality that defines exceptional craftsmanship, but also light enough to accommodate you during travel. Performance that speeds up your workflow with Intel's 11th Gen Core series processors, and the battery life that lasts you for an entire day thanks to Intel's Evo certification, along with flexible connectivity like Thunderbolt 4 and HDMI to expand your lifestyle. Meet the Razorbook 13, the ultimate productivity laptop.
Alright, so I'm gonna start with my two main keyboards. For my editing desk, I have the Xtrfy K4 RGB Retro Edition, and for my gaming desk, the Roccat Vulcan TKL Pro. Now, the K4 Retro choice was really simple. I love the colorway and simplicity behind the keyboard. It's also quite heavy, so the base is stable. It's driverless, I can cycle between desired colors quickly, but really the main reason is dampening of all the larger keys, so the spacebar, backspace, and shift keys all have very satisfying softness when you bottom out, so they both feel and sound pleasant. Now you may think, like, the sound dampening, is it really worth it when you're talking about non-PVT keycaps, non-removable cable, no drivers, so no precise color adjustment either? And yes, the dampening makes a whole difference. This is why it's kind of like been on my editing desk for a year now, actually. We published the review on March 12th in 2019. And I don't regret it. I love this keyboard. My gaming keyboard of choice though is another TKL, the Vulcan Pro from Roccat. I absolutely love the design with floating keycaps and exposed switches, removable USB-C cable, a fantastic volume wheel, standard bottom row, and optical red switches. The switches are very light and smooth. My fingers are always left satisfied after a few raids in Tarkov. I can do quick peeking, I can bunny hop once in a while, and just this is my style of the switches for gaming. Linear, light, fast.
So for my main keyboard, I was actually using the Varmillo VA87M, which was custom built with Cherry MX speed switches, along with custom designed PVT double shot keycaps. And I wanted to try something different, so I decided to switch things up to the Razer Huntsman Mini, and this one comes in the black version. Now, I've got to be honest with you guys, I wasn't really a fan of 60% keyboards because I love having dedicated arrow keys and the tilde key, which I used a lot when it came to creating text elements for certain videos that you guys see here on the channel. But I really missed them a lot when I switched over to the Razer Huntsman Mini, but I think I've sort of gotten used to it because now I just have to use the function key and I think I've trained my muscle memory to hit those arrow keys when I need to. But that tilde key is something that I still haven't got around to, because if I need to get one of those signs into one of my videos, I'm just gonna have to Google it and then copy that and then paste it. It's just...
Editor Dmitry here. I will interrupt. The tilde on the 60% keyboard usually is activated with the shift, function, and escape. So the escape key usually doesn't have the tilde actual function written on the keycap, but it should, because that's how you activate the tilde. Eber, now you know.
To be honest with you, I think at the end of the day, what I really love about this keyboard is its form factor, because it's so compact that it gives you so much room around your desk to place other things on, because as you can see, right now it's clean, but typically it's not because I have so much stuff on it. It also gives me that minimalistic vibe every day when I walk into the office with a fresh mindset. It also complements my wooden palm rest by Keychron really well. And overall, it's just an amazing, comfortable typing experience. The chroma lighting is also something that I appreciate, since it comes in super handy when I'm working later into the night. As you guys can see, I have customized the keyboard just a little bit. So I've swapped out the spacebar for something that's a little bit contrasty. This is the chalk white version that I did get from the Varmillo keyboard. I just swapped them out. And then the escape key was something that I picked up from the Ducky 1.2 Mini. So yeah, it's just keycaps lying around. I just, find stuff and I just put them on to make it look cool. I don't know, is it really cool?
Well, for keyboards, I guess I'm a little bit of a yin and yang type of person. When it comes to gaming, I'm really not picky, but I'll hang on to that cheap and cheerful keyboard probably forever because I get used to it. That is this. This is the G-Skill KM360. It's a really back to basics keyboard. It only has white backlighting and it was on sale, I think when it was released about 2 years ago for only $50, but I replaced the keycaps with HyperX pudding double shot PBTs. It just suits my needs. It's a TKL keyboard. I don't need the numpad or anything else. But on the other hand, what I've been using for productivity for, oh my God, it's been almost 2 years now, is this. And it's a weapon. It is a Varmillo TKL keyboard with MX silence that have been lubed. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful keyboard for productivity, but I don't use it for gaming. It's been really, really good to me for a couple years now, even after spilling a bunch of wine on it. So at least there's that. Snows is behind the camera. He's laughing because he knows what happens when I'm drinking and I'm typing. Keyboard section, cut.
All right, so let's move into the mice now. The staple for all my production work has been the G35 from Logitech for years. I have the white one on my editing desk and a black one with my razor blade. I even have a wired version hanging off my shelf just in case something happens with my wireless one. The G35 or the original G Pro, it's just such a fantastic shape. Wireless performance has never disappointed me. It runs for almost a year off a single AA battery. Nothing more to say other than it's a fantastic mouse for the price point, so value is also really good for this wireless mouse. My gaming mouse of choice, however, is probably not so popular, and that's the new MM720 from Cooler Master. It's based on a Hornet shape from years ago, but although the updated modern guts to satisfy anyone in 2021. So it's lightweight, has one of the best sensors, optical switches, light cable, very pretty illumination, although the perforations you can see on my white copy are getting clogged up a bit. It also comes with optional grip tape, which helps to further secure the mouse on hand, and massive PTFE feet for satisfying glide. It is the shape though that really gets me going. It's a slightly wider and shorter body, but for my slightly wider hand, it is absolutely perfect. I played 800 DPI with really good precision and tracking, and I can't really think of anything else that has given me such confidence in my aim in my entire history of reviewing mice.
Now, for my main mouse, I'm still using the Logitech MX Master 3. I absolutely love this thing because it's a perfect tool for all of the applications that I use on a regular basis. I'm going to start things off with the horizontal scroll wheel because it is an amazing add-on, especially when I'm scrolling through the timeline in DaVinci Resolve and even just scrolling around a certain frame within Photoshop. It's such an awesome feature, and you can actually custom program a lot of these buttons with those respective applications through Options software. The ergonomics are just perfect, and that's super important to me given the dangerous amount of time I spend in front of a computer. This is also wireless, so you can use it in either 2.4 GHz mode or Bluetooth, and you can pair up to 3 devices, so that's perfect given that I usually use Bluetooth mode with my laptop, and then when I'm on my main PC, I just use the 2.4 GHz mode, and it's so fast. You can simply click this button over here, and it switches really, really well. The battery life is phenomenal. I think the last time I remember plugging this thing was maybe 2 months ago, which is just great. This is a tool that doesn't give me a lot of issues, and it just helps my workflow really well. And if you're a professional who's looking for a plug-and-play solution that has great battery life and is something that's feature-rich that will sort of help your productivity, you just can't go wrong with the Master 3 from Logitech. In fact, I've done an entire review on this mouse, so if you're interested in that, you can check it out right over here.
This is the G403, and it is basically my work productivity mouse when I'm home, but not here at the office. So basically what has started to happen is it started to sort of like peel off, and no matter what I do with glue or whatever, it starts to peel off again. So I've sort of switched to this, and this is the Razer Pro Click. Everything about it is what I like right now for ergonomics. It's the right length, it has the right amount of grippiness, the buttons are placed well for my relatively small hands. The only thing that I don't like about it is it rattles a bit. So it feels a little bit cheap, but obviously this was designed with human scale, and you can feel that it actually fits your hand really, really well from an ergonomics perspective, but not for gaming, because for gaming, I like a little bit smaller mouse. And Again, this is a little bit of an older one, but I've become so used to it. I'm not an FPS player. I'm mostly into the strategy games like Warhammer 2 and whatnot, but this just really fits my gameplay really, really well. And this is the HyperX Pulsefire Surge. It is an older mouse, but it's really back to basics. It's relatively well built. It doesn't have a ton of RGB all over the place. And for me, the grippiness and for my grip style is absolutely perfect. Would I change anything about this? Yes, the HyperX Ingenuity software is an absolute steaming pile of crap. Other than that, just as a regular plug-and-play mouse, I absolutely love it.
And our final main is audio. So I've been absolutely in love with the Philips Fidelio X3 headphones, powered with the Mayflower Arc Mark II. The headphones are open style, incredibly comfortable despite the heavy build at 380 grams. You can see I've used these for a while because of all the crap that has accumulated on the ear cups. For an open pair though, they have fantastic bass delivery and very smooth treble. So that's a good thing because I generally prefer the brighter sound signature for games, but if I'm listening to this with music while editing, listening to podcast, I want something that's pleasant, smooth, and won't give me fatigue even if I increase the volume for certain genres. And so the bass here is so good for an open style headset, so much better than my HT5 which I thought had beautiful bass for an open back design, but the X3 here are just really satisfying. The headphone amplifier is also very powerful for the X3, has a full pull headset jack in case I'm doing calls on this main computer, and a very cool design that kind of fits into the space. Now for my gaming machine, I have embraced wireless freedom with the Cloud to Wireless from HyperX, which I would consider to be the best wireless headset in its class, and I did a full roundup. You can check it out over here. The isolate very well, last for at least 30 hours with a precise battery indicator in the software, charged with a Type-C cable, and have not disappointed me at all when it comes to audio and games. Whether it's directional or more environmental, I tend to gravitate less towards my open back HT5 because the Cloud to Wireless just sounds so good. Unless I need to hear the doorbell, if I'm expecting like a delivery, then I would wear the HT5 I mean, this is a beautiful staple headphone, but the Cloud to Wireless in the gaming space is fantastic.
So guys, for headsets, one of the things I value the most is sound isolation.
You're yelling.
And what?
You're yelling.
Oh, sorry. Anyways, sound isolation, guys. There you have it. Headsets is something that I have a problem with because I have a narrow head and frankly, I think headsets look bloody ridiculous on me. The Black Sharks, for me, they're just that right blend of fitment. It has good enough sound. On the other hand, usually when I'm traveling, of course, I'm not really wearing these things. What I have is the Sennheiser PXC 550s. All around, this is an amazing travel headset. My main problem with them over the last, I think it's been like 2.5 years that I've been using them, is Bluetooth connectivity. A lot of that is due to the fact that Windows Bluetooth connectivity is shit. We all know that. But when it comes to phones, these things have started acting up too lately. So I think I might have to change them out, or I might need to get them replaced by Sennheiser. But these ones, from an all-round perspective, and especially if you're on a plane or you're traveling for business, that active noise cancellation really, really comes in handy. And yes, I still look a little bit ridiculous, but at least in this case, I think I found my perfect all-round headset or headphones for productivity and daily tasks.
Okay, so my audio setup has actually been the same for the past 3 to 4 years. My main audio interface is the Apogee Duet. Initially, I actually picked this up to pair with my iPad Pro because I used to do a lot of vocal recordings on the go along with acoustic recordings as well with some of my friends. But later on, Apogee actually added support for Windows, so they rolled out drivers. So I decided to just pair that with my main PC, and it has been rock solid since then. The whole unit is made out of aluminum. The dial is super smooth with consistent scroll steps. There's a small LCD display that shows your audio levels, and you can adjust both the input and output gains on the fly, which is great. It's got 2 analog inputs with great preamps and 48-volt pass-through, so I can simply enable that by clicking a button just with the complementary piece of software, which is great. And I paired that with the Audio-Technica AT35 condenser microphone. Now this microphone brings me back a lot of memories because back then when we used to make YouTube videos, we used to do a lot of those voiceover setups, and this was the microphone that got it all started. I went to Long McQuaid and it was my first mic. It still works. I think it's a piece of history for me personally, and I don't know, it just means a lot, and I love the sound quality. It sounds phenomenal. As for outputs, there are 2 balanced 1/4-inch jacks that are paired with the Creative Sound Blaster Katana soundbar. Now, I remember reviewing this thing 4 years ago, and guys, it still sounds amazing. I mean, for the price, you just can't find a better solution. I still think this is one of the best sounding soundbars that you can find in the market, and if you can find one, I would 100% recommend it. It's such an awesome investment, and I mean, 4 years, it's still rocking strong. Now for headphones, I'm using the Sennheiser HDA DJs. Now this particular pair was handed to me by Dmitry when he used to live here in Toronto, not anymore, but I've really enjoyed the sound signature of these headphones. They sound great. It's a great studio pair when it comes to editing videos. I love the seal that it provides, especially with these ear cups. Now, mind you, they are not in the greatest shape. As you can see, the ear cups are completely worn off. You can see the foam material inside, which is just, I mean, obviously it does look like it's been through a lot. I did look through third-party replacements on Amazon, but I just couldn't find the right fit that gives me a proper seal around my ears. So I'm still looking, and if I can find it, or if you guys have any perfect solutions, then, you know, I'm all ears. Let me know in the comments down below. But for now, this has just been an awesome pair, and yeah, I think I'm still going to use it moving forward.
All right, so those were our mains. Pretty diverse selection, I might say. What are your mains? Let us know in the comments. Again, everything will be listed in the description below. Thank you very much. Check out this other relevant content. Subscribe for more. I'll talk to you in the next video.
Recording's quiet on set.